Howdy my peeps, and welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a little mixed media piece, but before I get into that, I'd like to give a shout out to MK aka Morgan, who is the comment of the week. Thank you so much for your comment. I really like reading y'all's comments, and if you would like to be the comment of the week, all you have to do is comment under any video. That could have been you. Oh my goodness. I also have a Patreon page where you can get like early access to videos, sketches, and a shout out at the end of each video. And I also have an Etsy shop, speaking of which I am considering putting this piece in this video on my Etsy shop. Haven't decided yet, but it's just something I'm thinking about, you know. As you saw in that little opening clip, I had out like watercolors, Prismacolors, Posca Pens, Copic markers. I just felt like kind of doing a little bit of everything today. I haven't worked with traditional media in a while. I feel like I've just been doing a lot of digital stuff on Procreate, but I like outside of like sketching in my sketchbook, which I haven't done like a ton of lately because of school. I'm super busy. I'm trying to keep those grades up. But so far, I'm doing a good job with that. Praise be to the Lord. I have like an average of a 95 in all of my classes. But anyways, so like I haven't had a lot of time for like traditional stuff. It's definitely a lot easier to just break out my iPad, get the little Apple pencil, just draw a little something. It's definitely takes more time to actually, you know, get out a piece of paper, cut it down to size, decide what medium I'm gonna use. Am I gonna do Copics, watercolor? Those are really the only two I use. I have others, of course. Those are my faves. And then I gotta decide, am I gonna do something large, small? What am I gonna do? I also don't have this safety net, I guess you can call it, of being able to just undo something, you know, like you can on Procreate or just really any other digital program. I feel like with traditional pieces, I feel the need to commit to the bit. And if I sketch something, you know, if I sketch something and I don't like it, sometimes I'll let it go. But once I start that line art, it's like, now I gotta finish it. So I really haven't felt like dealing with all of that. But except for today, you know, today I was like, I'm gonna do it. I can do it. And it was really nice. I've had a very interesting week, so I feel like I needed this. I needed a moment to just kind of sit down and kind of zone out while I draw. Which I mean, I do that with anything. It could have been digital and I could have zoned out, but there's something special about the very tactile feel of traditional materials. Yeah, like even what I just did there, like shading with the Prismacolor Verithin that I used to sketch before I went in with the watercolors. Like I never do that. But I was just really in the zone, you know. I was really just on autopilot, just kind of doing stuff and seeing what works. And even like with like the inclusion of the Prismacolor pencils, which you'll see later, I mean I do that sometimes, but it's not like a part of my watercolor process at all. Like I'll just do it every now and then. Usually I just do the sketch, line art, watercolors, some highlights with either a Posca Pen or a Gellyroll, and I'll call it a day. So I went out and I grabbed Prismacolors, and I didn't just like put a little Prismacolor here and there. Like I actually did some stuff with the Prismacolor. Like it actually plays a very important part later on when I color in the cardigan, which is inspired by a cardigan I recently got. You know, it's super cute. It's not like a one-to-one recreation of it, but it's like inspired by the colors. Anyways, but yeah, I like really did something with the Prismacolors this time instead of just doing a couple of touch-ups, which I did some touch-ups too on the face where I felt I could have done a little better with the painting. With the watercolors, I mean. I also did some stuff with Posca Pens. Like I said, normally when I use Posca Pen in my watercolor painting is just to add a white highlight, and that's it. But like, I actually did some stuff with it. It's featured in the background and a little bit on the cardigan, and even on her face. Like I even use my fingers to blend stuff. I like really went all in. And also an interesting thing about how I use the Posca Pens on her face, for the highlights on her face in particular. Like, I use my finger to like kind of pat it out, like while it was still wet, to kind of diffuse it a little. And in so doing, I literally left my mark on the page. Like, I literally have my fingerprints on the piece, which I think that's a really nice touch, you know, very personal touch. Like, it's literally me. I'm feeling very silly right now. I probably shouldn't have had a Trenta pink drink this late in the day. It's 10 o'clock in the evening. Oh well, I have schoolwork to do anyways. That's what I'll do with all this energy when I'm finished with this video. But anyways, so yeah, I just really enjoyed working on this piece, and really enjoyed just zoning out and doing different things with materials that I use anyways. I don't really do like pieces with Posca Pens outside of like I do little name tags for my coworkers and myself. I also do like they're like chalkboard pens and I use them to like design boards at work. So I do little things like that with like paint pens, but I don't really do like make pieces with paint pens, which I've tried a few times recently. I did like a little bookmark inspired by, and by inspired by I mean it's literally almost a study, which is what a couple of changed things, of the girl with the pearl earring painting. I forget the name of the artist. My bad. But I really love that painting, and I just kind of recreated it as a bookmark. And I used Posca Pens, and that piece I feel showed me that I can do stuff with Posca Pens. I just have to be comfortable with getting out of my comfort zone and be okay with failing, you know? Because sometimes I don't really like to try new things because I'm like, it's probably not gonna turn out good. But it's like, that's why you try things out. You're probably not gonna do an amazing job on your first time, and that's why you're trying. So you can at least see if that's something that you want to do, I guess. Seeing that, that's not what I was trying to say. Is that what I was trying to say? I don't know. Anyways, also, if you hear my fan ticking, I'm really sorry. I noticed it in last week. I guess it was technically 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I noticed it in the last video, the little ticking sound, and I was like, oh, I don't remember that sound being there, but it's my fan, and I only recently noticed that it does that. Oopsie. Anyways, what was I saying? I completely forgot. Oh yeah, Posca Pens. So since I usually use Posca Pens for name tags, like I've gotten comfortable with using them for small, like really, really small things. But I like tried a different style for name tags for one of my coworkers. He wanted something that was like anime inspired. And so I had to like get out of my comfort zone with that anyways, and you know, try like shading with the Posca Pens, which I never did or did like very little of usually when I would do the name tags. So I feel like that kind of pushed me to get out of my comfort zone with the Posca Pens. And who knows, maybe one of these days you'll see another Posca Pen video of mine, because I have a video on my channel of me trying out Posca Pens, but I didn't really like them too much. And looking back at it, I think maybe I just didn't use the correct paper for them, because this last piece, the one that was like the girl with the pearl earring, I used watercolor paper, which is more absorbent than my sketchbook paper, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's what I used the first time around. So I'm maybe gonna try something different next time. You know, maybe it wasn't the pins, maybe it was me. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see what becomes of that. This part, I think, is my favorite part. The part where I use the Prismacolors, which is almost completely finished. Now, I was talking so much about the Posca Pens, I wasn't talking about the Prismacolors. Anyways, I was trying to add, like, the different colors to the cardigan with watercolors, but I was maybe a little too impatient, and I kind of I guess went in with a, what do you call it, a glaze before the rest, like the colors underneath, were dry enough, so they got really muddy. I also think that with that glaze, because there's nothing wrong with glazing, I think it's just how I did it, and also the fact that I had like a blue. One of the blues were significantly darker than what I wanted. That's another thing, I did not swatch at all when I was working on this, which I usually swatch like before a color touches that paper. You best believe I will be swatching on the side, but I didn't do it this time. And so one of the blues that I used on the sweater was much too dark for what I was going for. So I was like, this cardigan's looking kind of muddy. It's not looking as colorful and vibrant as I wanted. So I was like, Prismacolors. You could just color over it. And it ended up working out really well, and I was able to like blend it out a little bit. I think, yeah, where it is in the video, I haven't added the Posca Pens yet. Looking back at it now, part of me kind of wishes I had kept it here because I prefer how soft it looks compared to how it looks in the end. I still like how it looks in the end, but it maybe just looks a tad bit better right here. But anyways, but yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this little cardigan. Like I said, it's inspired by a cardigan that I recently got that's just multicolored. I saw it and I was like, that's just a slice of me. So many colors, and I've been wearing it. One might argue too much with any and everything, even if it doesn't go with the outfit. It's just so soft and colorful, and I can't help myself. And who's to tell me, who's to say that I cannot wear it with everything? Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyways, but yeah, I went over with the Prismacolors and was kind of like blending it out a little with my finger so it wouldn't be super harsh. And here's me doing the same thing on the face. Made a little oopsie there on the chin, but Prismacolors, I fixed it. And because of how I use the Posca pen and the Prismacolors, now the character looks like she should be dropping that skincare routine because that skin is glowing. Anyways, the Posca pens are also helpful for her little jewelry, you know, because when it comes to watercolors, I don't like dealing with small details because I'm just gonna paint over them. I'm not going to like leave white space so that I can paint them properly. I'm just not gonna do it. I had some like masking fluid, but I recently had to throw it away because I wasn't using it because I forgot I had it, and it dried up, so I had to throw it away, which is what, you know, that's for, so that if you do struggle like I do to leave little white spaces for highlights and small details, you can just put the masking fluid on it before you start painting and then take it off when you need to. But I don't have any of that, and I keep forgetting it exists. Anyways, we're about finished here. I had so much fun with this piece. Like I said, I'm considering putting it on my Etsy shop, but I'm not 100% sure yet. but maybe. So check back in a couple days. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. Shout out to my patrons, Merriment Illustrations, Sister Donna 55, and a Spooky Rose. Thank you so much for being my patrons. I really appreciate you and everything that you do. Wow, oh my goodness. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and please enjoy the rest of your day, my peeps.